From Spike's big gat to playing Flappy Bird in game, these are 22 things that seem fake but are 100% real in Brawl Stars. Do you see anything weird in this image? Well, if you're into Brawl Stars pins, you might notice that this player used a happy pin that doesn't even exist in the game. Yep, they managed to pull this off by digging into the game's files and modifying the code to add it to their account. Essentially, hacking. But be warned, doing stuff like this can get you permanently banned, so I'd highly recommend not trying it yourself. Now, you probably have come across the official Brawl Stars podcast, but I bet you didn't know Supercell made a goofy one that nobody knows exists.
Tried the new brawler yet?
In Brawl Stars? Which one?
So his name is Doug.
Yeah, Supercell literally hired people to talk about Doug and how he's a great brawler. Not only did they trick people with a fake podcast that doesn't even exist, but they also picked flippin' Doug out of all the brawlers.
I'm definitely checking Doug out.
Yeah. Do you want to brawl right now?
Yes.
Honestly, whoever's running Brawl Stars marketing needs to get it together. And so do their presentation crew. If you didn't know, Supercell recently held a developer event in Helsinki. But something interesting came up in one of the presentations. Draco was introduced as a new brawler, but when they revealed his official concept art, they accidentally leaked his future hypercharge. It's aptly named Through Fire and Flames, which just fits his rock theme perfectly. But all it does is increase the strength and width of Draco's super. Honestly, kind of lame for a hypercharge.
And now, dear viewer, I am taking you to the deepest trenches of Brawl Stars. If you've ever checked the official Brawl Stars page or followed them on Twitter,
You might have seen this. An evil, spooky star drop. At first, it looks like something straight out of a creepypasta, but nah, this was actually an official Brawl Stars Easter egg, and some players managed to decode it. Turns out, it was a Vigineer cipher using the keyword incorporeal. Feel free to pause and read. Mutations were part of the Godzilla update, and some brawlers became way too overpowered with them. But that was nothing compared to when players could get mutations in regular matches without the mutation mode enabled. That meant only one player had the buff, giving them a massive advantage over everyone else. At first, players thought this had to be some kind of hack or exploit, but it turned out to be just an unintentional feature. Kit is super annoying, but what if you could still move when he jumped on top of you? That's exactly what this Stu pulled off with this weird bug. When Kit jumped on him, Stu used his dash super to dodge, but somehow, Kit still landed on him. Just as Kit thought he had won the fight, Stu wasn't stunned and could still move, instantly turning around to shoot and eliminate Kit. That's a big yikes, but he totally deserves it for playing Kit in the first place. I bet you didn't know you can play Brawl Stars on a Game Boy.
Well, kind of.
There's a rare bug where, if you start a match, your screen might randomly turn vertical. Looks sick, right? And it looked even cooler during Season 23, when the entire arena was in pixel mode and even displayed Game Boy-like controls at the bottom, making it look like the entire match was being played on a giant Game Boy console. And this wasn't something that only happened during your matches, it could randomly happen when you open the game, making everything look completely cursed with your selected brawler taking up half the screen. And that's not even all. In the brawler menu, you can see all the 8 gazillion brawlers at once. Maybe Supercell can add back vertical mode again for the lobby with how many brawlers there are now. Now, knowing this next exploit may make you the best Sam player ever. If you charge his super and throw his knuckle busters at multiple enemies, like robots in the training grounds, it quickly recharges his super again. But here's where it gets wild. If you press the super button before the claws even land, they'll instantly return to you. But before you go ahead and spam all your opponents with knuckle punches, it is virtually impossible to pull off in a real game, as you need close to 0 ping at all times. Did you know that Supercell might have its favorite players? Well, I kind of, because this player encountered an insanely lucky bug. During the pizza event, players could collect pizza points to unlock offers like brawlers or skins, but for this player, the game glitched and gave him an offer for the limited Virus Charlie skin instead of antivirus 8-bit. And just when he thought his luck couldn't get any better, he somehow unlocked 5 more skins and Clancy. Players just couldn't believe it. Speaking of overpowered though, Spike used to be completely invincible. And no, this isn't fake or some kind of cheat. This was a massive mistake by Supercell. If you had Spike's healing star power, which let him heal inside his super, and then equipped the limited time fire walking ability, the game would confuse fire as his super, making him literally unkillable. He could heal infinitely, turning into an unstoppable menace. No, if you're still not convinced Spike's a menace, wait till you see this icon. I'm not not even joking, dude. When this icon first appeared, many players thought it was just an edit or some kind of joke, but nah, it was completely real. I can already see all those Melody fans in the back crying she didn't get this pin. But this next fact is anything but lame. During the Angels vs. Demons season, if you went into the modifier section and selected the demon modifiers, you would notice when pressed, each card has a different sound, and you could play them like the piano, producing some sick beats. Though, sadly, it's no longer in the game. But lucky for you, this next bug is still in the game, and it's been in the game for quite a while. If you loaded into a match or training grounds with Buzz Lightyear like this player did, and then pressed his pin, he would literally jump scare you. His icon would glitch and take up the entire screen, and this bug isn't even limited to only Buzz Lightyear. Honestly, it's both hilarious and terrifying at the same time. Speaking of Buzz Lightyear, players who missed that season probably won't believe the next image, a 5v5 match where every player was Buzz. And of course, all of them are on Saber mode. For those of you who don't know, he was insanely OP. It got so ridiculous that everyone was basically forced to use him. I bet you didn't know you can play Flappy Bird in Brawl Stars. I mean, that's just the thing everyone opens the game for. But if you really want to pull this off, here's what you do. Find a certain drop with drop chances on it, go to the privacy option and click the follow us on YouTube button. That'll open a browser. Then just find a YouTube video called google.com. In its description, there's a link to Google. Click it, search for Flappy Bird, and boom, you're playing Flappy Bird. I've waited so long for this moment, dude. Flappy Bird! Do you see anything suspicious about this player's account? Take a closer look at the top right there. A frackin' 2,000 gem debt! Holy guacamole, this guy must be hiding in the deepest hole to avoid the Supercell deck collector. And no, this isn't edited, even the player himself explained what happened. While buying the Brawl Pads, he accidentally purchased it twice. So he contacted support and requested a refund for one of them. Supercell refunded him, but left his account with negative gems worth 100 smackaroonies. He even tried complaining to support, but they just didn't care. Guess Supercell really hates giving money back. The Buzz Lightyear season is over, and many players would say, thank you, Supercell. But one player noticed something pretty weird. When checking the vaulted cosmetics to see skins they owned without having the brawler, they actually saw 2 Buzz Lightyears just chilling in the vault. So does this mean Buzz is making a return? Did you know you can unlock a secret Steve spray? Well, don't get too excited. I'm not talking about Steve from Minecraft. While the Minecraft x Brawl Stars collab isn't completely impossible, this Steve actually comes from a combination of Stu and Eve's hypercharge sprays. If you own their hypercharges, just place Stu's spray first, then carefully position Eve's spray over it to cover the U in Stu, and boom, you got yourself the Steve spray. Now let's see if Supercell gets the message. We want that Minecraft collab. Speaking of collaborations, one that's actually happening is the Uno collab, huh? Who asked for this? Yeah, the same card game that makes you want to flip the table in rage is coming to Brawl Stars. Supercell even revealed an image of Meeple, Chester, Bonnie, and Mandy playing Uno, which might be used as a loading screen. And on top of all that, Chester's getting his own limited Uno card-themed skin. Let me know in the comments, was this the most unexpected Supercell collab ever? I can't really think of any more. Finks just dropped into the game, and all I can say is this brawler's gonna be powerful, dude. Controlling time is cool, but the waste of time title is even better. But have you ever wondered what Finks actually looks like under that mask? Well, one player decided to dig through the game's files, extracted Finks' model, and removed the mask. Guess what? He's bald! Bald! Now you know. Some players were checking Star Road to see how many credits they needed to unlock a certain brawler when they noticed something pretty odd. Ash was in the Mythic tier. This made some players think that he had been secretly promoted, but when they double checked, he was still classified as Epic. So in the end, it was actually just a bug. But who knows? Maybe if you unlocked him there, you could have ended up with a Mythic Ash variant. And there you have it. 22 things that seem fake but are 100% real in Brawl Stars. Make sure to subscribe and check out the video on screen. Thanks for watching.